Hello everyone, this is James Grattan coming to you from the 2024 BrokerLink Mixed Doubles Provincial Championships from the Gage Golf and Curling Association in Oromocto. Our first feature game of the week on sheet 3, Team King versus Team Wurm Grattan. It's Brian King and his daughter Gabrielle King playing against Dean Grattan and Christina Wurm. Couple local Gage teams here in our first draw, so looks like we've had draw to the buttons for Hammer, and looks like Team Grattan and Wurm has come out on top of the draw to the button and has Hammer here in our first end. So at this stage it looks like Gabrielle and Christina will be throwing rocks 1 and 5. And the guys in this draw, Brian King and Dean Grattan, will be throwing shots 2, 3, and 4. So here we are right off the bat, a little heavy on our first shot. So we've got some behind the 4-foot action to start off with. So it looks like if everybody gets in a good spot here in the top 4, we'll be in good shape for the for this end. So we'll see how things shape up. Looks like we got lots of curl. I'll get some times for everybody and we'll see how the speed's holding up at this event, but I know the ice techs have put in long hours getting ready for this event, and we're really excited to have this starting on day 1 here. This is our first draw. We'll be coming through to you throughout the week with either myself or Chris Jenkins is going to be stepping in for a few draws as well. So look forward to spending some time with you all this week and watch some great mixed doubles action. So come on down to the club. It's I know there's a day pass of $5 or an event pass of $10. So it's basically nothing to come in here and enjoy the great atmosphere here at the Gage and enjoy some curling. Some of the best curlers in the province here are at this event this year. So we're really excited to have 22 teams competing for this title. So come on down. Al at King's Concessions will have specials on all week. And lots of great food, lots of great beverages, and some great atmosphere here. Come on down and enjoy it. So so far we've seen a couple of good freezes here. Finally got some rocks not in the back 4-foot, so that's going to help. Good shot there. So with mixed doubles, if nobody's watched before, it's basically a battle for the 4-foot here at this for this game. You'll see a lot of rocks coming towards the middle. So a lot of freezes. It looks like they've chosen the outturn side on in the first end to use. Just trying to find that top 4-foot weight at this stage. Dean's quite a bit heavy on that one. You'll see if you're slightly heavy on this ice too, it's just going to run and not curl. I noticed he was trying to tap that blue rock up on the button area. Wasn't very close with the weight, and you saw how it hanged. It was hanging out there about a foot or so and missed wide. But so it'll be a battle. It'll be weight sensitive, especially early in these events. The rocks have been sharpened. The ice has been scraped and flooded here this week, so it's going to be fairly touchy for the curlers. So the first ones to find draw weight here in the first draw will be definitely have an advantage for sure. Big scrub by Gabby here to bring that in. Looks like a great shot. Freeze into his own top button. Some great angles here too. Everything's kind of jamming at this point. Dean's got to find the right weight here. Just jiggle that situation up. Otherwise, he has hammer here in the first end, so he needs to find a way to open up the scoring area here a little bit. So even wrecking on the guard at this point is better than being heavy and wide like the last shot. Looks like a similar result, just heavy. Able to jiggle the second one. Definitely a pocket, pretty large pocket back four. So if Team King is able to come up light or sink another one to the top four, it's going to be real tough on Christina's last here at this point. Looks like blue might be line 3 here at this stage. So a good shot here puts some serious pressure on Team Grattan and Wurm. It looks like they'll probably be pretty happy to give up one, maybe bounce in off those red ones and just cut down the damage here on the first end. Just to get a chance to get that under your belt and get some draw weight and come back strong the rest of the game. Team King has been able to find their draw weight a little better in this first end. One is also a little heavy, probably going to come down to the pile at the back here. Gives an opportunity for Grattan Wurm to maybe score a point here. They could probably come down to that one that Gabby just threw and get a good enough chunk of the button to score one in this end. Something they'd be pretty happy with at this stage. Once again, it's just all about weight. If you're a little heavy, this will hang, and if you're got the right way, you'll be able to just dust it in there to the back, to the backing. Big scrub by Dean Grattan here. End to end. Looks like came up a little light. Probably cut them down to 2. I think they were lying 3 prior to that shot. So big scrub, unable to use the backing there. You probably could have bounced off a couple things and still got your 1. But steal of 2 for Team King in the first end. I think Team Grattan Wurm would be happy to give up 1 in that scenario. Most of the end they were in trouble, but I think they had a chance to get out of trouble here on the last shot. So regroup. I'm going to put 2 on the board for Team King. It looked like they were definitely, I think it was 2, didn't 3. The third one looked like he could hit the 4-foot there, so it looked like it was only a score of 2. Once again, you'll see both teams pre-position those 2 rocks each end, so they will have the opportunity, each team, to incorporate a power play as this game goes along. You can only use that once per game, which is basically just moving those rocks to the corner, employing a corner guard instead of placing them on the center line. And usually the only team that can do that is the team that has hammer. So usually you'll do that a little later in the game when you have maybe want to score a few points, or a lot of teams use it for defensive purposes. So if you're up or tied or something like that, you don't want to get into a big mess in the 4th, but you'll kind of maybe guarantee yourself a 1 by spreading things out to the wings and having that free draw for 1 guaranteed in your back pocket. So, but it's too early for that yet, but you will see probably both teams in this game employ that as we go along. So hammer in the second end remains with Team Grattan Wurm. Good shot there on the first one. You want to make sure you're on top of that the opponent's rock at the back. So good shot. Just want to keep control of the top 4-foot area at this stage. That's kind of the name of the game in mixed doubles. So Christina with her first. She just made a nice draw on the last end of the top 4, so expect this one to be close. A little overcooked by Dean there. I wouldn't have expected him to want to sweep voluntarily. So, but anyway, he swept it right to the button. That probably would have been better off top 4, top button even. But apparently he likes to sweep. So Brian King with his first, also trying to get down right on top of that red, just to shrink the zone a little bit here. So it looks like it needs to curl. Got to the inside a little bit. It's all about angles here as well, so just that little tiny 2-inch roll to the top button there was a good shot for Brian. Makes it tough to remove. Got to the nose, didn't get to the inside of that. I'm sure he would have liked to have gotten that same kind of roll Brian just got on his first one, just to kind of roll to the center, tap the blue ones back. But this gives Brian a chance to freeze on the outturn side. Just a little heavy again. They're going to have to just make those adjustments as the game goes along here. Big scrub all the way. Ended up bouncing a little bit. A little bit of an opportunity here for Grattan Wurm to get on the inside of that, even make a little roll, maybe kick that blue one out from the side of the button into the open, maybe create a better angle. Freezing in there is also good, just top button. Really important to find the right weight on this one. This is the same as their draw to the button for hammer. This is the same side. So I expect it to be close. They should have a pretty good idea how much this curls and what the weight is here. Oh, a little tight there. Wrecked on the guard. Looked to be a little heavy again, but it would have been in the pile of those blues. So big opportunity here for Team King to put one in there first. Take the end away for Grattan Wurm. That was a big opportunity just to bounce off. Even the wide one there. Couldn't be close to that guard. Brian was to get this one in the top 4 foot. It's going to take a couple shots to see a red one become to get on the scoreboard. So big chance here. Just kind of keeping it clean. Must be close with the weight. I try to get it, see Gabby switching sides here. She's going to try to get it to curl. Not doing much with it so far. Must be close. They're going to leave it a little short and become a guard, which is just as good, really. Kind of blocks off that area for Dean and Christina. I think there might be room, they think, to get in on the inside there and at least tap that blue one up and maybe save a shot for Christina on her last. Great shot by Dean. Finally found the right weight there and the line to go along with it, which helped, and was able to get shot rock just coming around that, just getting by that guard that Brian just threw up. Obviously, Brian's guard over curled slightly and allowed that shot to occur. So great shot by Dean. That's going to take a couple shots to get out of there, and unfortunately, the Team King only has one rock remaining. So I think they're just going to, at this stage, make it tough for Dean to score, Dean and Christina to score two. So sometimes you just got to tip your hat and acknowledge a good shot and limit the damage. If Team King was able to force Team Grattan Wurm into scoring one, I think that's a good victory for them for sure. So just a guard, something short, top 8-ish. Just to block off that path again. I'm not sure if they can come down to their own right now and score more than one anyway, but this is just going to clinch it, I guess, just to make sure. I'm not sure if they even throw. Dean and Christina can score two. You just don't want to end up giving them a shot for two here. Let's see. That's a good spot. No harm done there. Not sure if they can invent something. I can't really see anything for two myself, but this one might be thrown away. I'm not sure what they've come up with. They haven't really indicated a shot, but like I said, I don't see anything for two, and I'm not sure you can hurt yourself trying anything either. That red's in there for the long haul, so let's see. I don't think you're going to see much happening with this one. Yeah, she's just throwing it away here at this stage, so they're going to happy with their 1 point, and they should be happy with it because I don't think there was a shot for two. So be happy with what you have. Move on. Great shot by Dean to kind of get out of trouble there in that end. And we're moving to the third end. 2-1 score for Team King, and they do have hammer. This mixed doubles game, as you can notice, we've already we're starting the third end, and everything happens pretty quick. Each team's only throwing 5 rocks, so things happen pretty quick. 2 rocks are pre-placed, and there's lots of drawing and that sort of thing. But the decision making is fairly quick. So this game, I find that you play an 8-end game in probably an hour and 15, hour and a half sometimes. So this doesn't actually probably not even that long. But as you can see, we're rolling right along third end. Shot by Gabby. Gabby has her draw weight really early in this game, was able to find her draw weight in the pregame practice and kind of has locked it in here so far. And I think that's the difference so far. Grattan Wurm have been in trouble early in these ends, and Gabby's just putting the first one in a good spot at this stage. So still a chance to get in there and tap it around, move it around, try to open up the scoring zone here. Dean and Christina, for the first time in this game, do not have hammer, so a little different philosophy here. They're just going to try to get positions early, get one top button top four, and cause some trouble for Team King. But so far, Team King has been the better team as far as finding that top 4 foot weight so far. Dean's last rock kind of created a little pocket there. That's what you don't want. You don't want to kind of roll off, leave some a path for the other team to place one top button top 4, and so far that's been the name of the game. A little heavy here for Brian, trying to get to the inside on this one. Just end up nosing it. So the same opportunity is here for red rocks to kind of get one in there. Little pocket, little path. Have to change turns. We haven't seen the in-turn side of this on going away here. We haven't seen that this game so far, so sometimes you'll expect this path to be a little slower than the others because you haven't used it in a little while, but see if they can make that adjustment. Dean's been heavy for the most part anyway, so that might help them here in this path. Good shot. Got in right into the pocket. Kind of negates those back 4 foot ones. So good shot. You'll see Brian try to follow him down. You can even move things a little bit here, just to kind of create an out for that red rock. If you don't, you could spread those blue ones out, just create a hole for that red to get out of eventually. So he doesn't mind being a little heavy, just all about line here. Brian's not happy with that one. It was weight seemed close, but wasn't able to get the curl he wanted and kind of rolled off. Did the same thing Dean did on his first. Gives Dean an opportunity to place one right down on that red one again, and this time it would be above the tee line, top button. Don't want to move things here. Got to find that top 4 foot top button weight here. Not touching it so far. Good shot. Good shot. I'm not sure from our angle here if they can see the inside of that rock or not, but it's going to be a couple shots to remove that red rock that Dean just threw, so good shot. Brian's going to try to get to the nose on this one and just tap things around. If he stays on the nose, taps that red one to the back 4 and sets up a good angle, he's still be in good shape. Those other blue ones aren't out of play yet. So Brian is one of the better known big weight players in New Brunswick in the men's competitive division, but I don't think he's going to abuse those talents too much in mixed doubles. So I bet he really like to throw a 6-second peel down here right now and cause some damage, but in mixed doubles, not as necessary. He's just going to try to come around, tap that back, try to get to nose or even the inside a little bit. Needs to move red rocks though. Oh, just kind of jumped on them. They didn't do much with that early, but they jumped on it. I think you'll see that middle board weight, hack weight-ish kind of weight just kind of sometimes jump on you when you don't want it to. I know they were trying to get to the inside and squeak by that guard a little bit, but played a little too tight on that one. So Christina's last rock. Looks like red's lying 2. Just going to try to probably just guard the inside of that rock. Try to make things more complicated. Looks like Gabby can come off the blue one if she wants. That's in the corner of the button, and roll into the reds for 1 at any point. So you might want to even guard, get to the cross center line a little bit on this guard and block that off, because Brian and Gabby wouldn't have much on those red ones right now to do much damage. So I think the important thing here, I don't know if they've looked at it yet, is just to cross center line a little bit, block off that easy shot for 1. Looks like they will be doing that. It's just like it's curling enough to block that. I know it feels like you've not guarded any of the red at all, but I'm not sure that matters. You'd have to get to the nose, roll a little bit for 1. So it would have been tough to take everything away on that with that guard, but they've given them a couple choices. Sometimes choices aren't good for throwers in the hack. They like to be clear and concise and have it down to 1 shot, but I think they're going to play the in-turn, board waiter, maybe more, just skim by the guard, hit the inside of that red, kick the back button 1 out, and maybe roll into your own on the edge of the button for 1. Definitely a shot for 1 here. Oh, actually, they're going the out turn. They're playing my shot that I talked about initially. They're just going to come off that red, roll to the into the other red. Got to make it curl here. Brian's working it hard. He's one of the best sweepers around, so he should be doing something with it. Looks great. Looks like a great shot, if you ask me. Nice shot by Gabby. Christina taps blue. Great shot by Abby, or by Gabby. We're going to give her a round of applause for that one. Great shot, great sweep, good team shot. So great. Team King takes 1 in the 3rd end to go up 3-1 in our game. Not much else Christina and Dean could have done there. She made a great shot on the out turn. Had the same basically shot on the in turn side as well, but just some choices for her. Just playing around with some new technology here at the on our feed here at the Gauge. We welcome our sponsor BrokerLink for this tournament, for this provincial championship, have come on board to support and become a partner of NB Curling, and specifically this for 2024 mixed doubles. You'll see their logo on the bottom corner, and we'll play some promotional material for you in between ends. Great to have this our BrokerLink on board. Things like this wouldn't happen without their support and supporting our teams as they go away to nationals and represent our province proudly. So great shot once again by Gabby, putting that rock right in the button. A little light on Christina, which guarded the whole situation. So early in the ends, you've seen some pressure put on Grattan Wurm, and I think that's the difference in the scoreboard so far. Just those early shots, getting it in the right spot. That first shot at the end is so important in mixed doubles. Some great weight by Brian King. Doesn't look like it curled as much as he wanted it to. So a little bit of an opening to get in the inside there. Even just tap that around, roll to the top four. It's basically just a game of getting to race to the top four here in these ends. So the earlier in the end you can do that, the better. A little different path. That guard's a little wider, so Brian and Dean are going to have to go a little wider than they're used to. I'm going to get some times here for you. We haven't gotten any times on this ice, but it looks like things are definitely curling for the curlers today. So we're just going to find some speed for you. Oh, Dean was able to navigate the hole there. I thought he was going to maybe roll in off that blue that Brian just got on there, but he ends up getting through there clean. So definitely some nice movement in the ice there. Was able to make that shot. So got to a good spot. Great shot by Dean. Brian probably going to learn a little bit from that and make that adjustment. I expect this one to be pretty close. Geez, these guys are making that hole look easy. Definitely made the adjustment on Brian's there. Was able to get one to the top button. Two great shots in a row. Let's see if they can all repeat that. That rock on Brian's first, that one at the top 8 foot, I think you're going to see that come into play eventually here. Especially if Dean isn't able to kind of make this freeze, even a little tap to the back. If he can get on the inside, that would be a great shot. Not touching it early, wants it to curl. Close. Another great shot through that hole. They're making it look easy. Not sure who shot. Everybody's having a close look on it. I'm not sure it matters at this point. Team Grattan Wurm do have hammer in this end, so looking to create some space here eventually. It looks like blue might be shot at this time. Brian's last rock of this end. Cappy's on it early, trying to keep it straight. Once again, got through the hole. Definitely blue is shot at this time. Dean on his last is going to try to figure out a way to open things up for even score, let alone try to find a shot for two here. Everything's lined up pretty much dead on those back 4 foot rocks, so that blue on the button right now is going to have to rattle off a few things to get out of there, but hopefully you can save your one top 4 at this time. Might be a run back of some sort in the future here. We haven't seen one this game so far. Well, looks like they're gonna maybe come around, freeze the edge of, or maybe leave one top 8 to angle in later. This is just a setup shot, I think, at this point. They had a few options with a run back maybe, but gonna set one up here, maybe top 8, something that Christina can angle in there for maybe 2 on the last shot. You don't want to get buried on this one. You want to leave this one about half open if you can. Otherwise it'd be hard to run in if it's buried, but looks like this one's pretty tight to the guard. A little heavy. Didn't really help the scenario at all, but maybe Brian's trying to find a way to maybe get in there for a second point. I think he's feeling pretty safe that he'd score 1 at this point. Gabby's just indicating the guard. Good call, no harm done. I think the only shot Dean would have is if he was able, or Christina I should say, throwing the last rock, to have is maybe hit an inch or 2 of that red one that Dean just threw and maybe kick it into the other one, but I think that's fairly buried. But there is some curl here, so you would only need to throw like maybe a little more board or more just to kind of kick it out of the 4-foot. But if they can throw a guard up on that side, that would take any of that dream away for Team Grattan Wurm. And I'm not sure they have anything on the other side. That rock that I promised was going to come into play that Brian threw on his first is still there, and I'm not sure there's anything for red rocks to use to get that one angled in to kick anything out of you're probably just going to give them 2 if you do. So might be one of those ends where we throw the rock away again. But Gabby's trying to guard. Definitely is that little kick it over on Christina's last, so want to guard that for sure. Don't want to bounce off. Didn't really guard much. I think it might have even slightly made things easier. I think if Christina was able to hammer that blue that Gabby just threw, that might kick the red over to get 1. They're looking at the other side. I'm not sure there is anything there, but I think if you can see any of that shot that Gabby just threw, if you could hit that, that would be the best shot. But they see something here. I'm trying to dream something up for them and I can't think of anything, so they're operating at a whole nother level than I am. I apologize for that. Maybe having some second thoughts in the hack. Well, let's see what they've come up with. They're definitely aiming at that one top 8-foot to try to run in. Yeah, not much happening there. As predicted, 1 blue for Team King on end number 4. I think they paused for a slight little break, snacks, maybe a bathroom break in here. Well, looks like they're getting right at after it here. I wasn't sure if they're going to take a break here or not, but we're going to pause for a commercial break from our sponsor, BrokerLink. back to our game. They are pausing for a little commercial break. I'm going to pause as well, and I'm going to get you some updates from sheets 1, 2, and 4 and give you some scores. But stay with us, and we'll be back in a moment. All right, back to our feature game here on sheet 3 with a Team King and Wurm in the 5th end. Team King up 4-1. So I just had our on-ice correspondence go around at the 4th end break to give us some scores from across the sheet. Sheet 1, Team Joel, Graham, Abby Burgess is up 5-2. And they're playing Team Johnston from Curl Moncton. On sheet 2, Teams Carr, Campbell up 7-3 over Team Matheson and Price. On sheet 4, tie game at 3, I believe, for Lynn LeBlanc, Marcel Robichaud. That's on sheet 4. So on our feature game, we've talked about it earlier. We're going to have a power play employed here right now by Team Grattan Wurm, which is probably a great idea just considering the scoreboard. You want to simplify things here at this point. You've been losing those battles to the forefoot for the most part. So spread things out, get some red rocks in the right spot, and do your best to score a multiple here in this end and get back in this game. You'll see Team King and or Team King in the next end probably employ the same sort of thing. So we've already seen one around the corner guard. The play is to the middle again, but it's still all about the angles at this point. Not bad. A little double there for Brian. Nose hit or so will spread things out. You might even be able to roll to the one around the corner guard as well. You might lose that one at the back of the 8-foot. I'm not sure Brian's concerned about that. If you're able to get rid of the red rocks in the 4-foot at this point, that's a victory. You've got to stay on this. That's the important part. Brian, obviously a great way to get the shakes gone. He was really looking forward all game to throwing a bomb, and here we have it. No problem. Well known for his big weight ability, and was, like I said, just dying to throw that this game. So power plays are probably the only opportunity you do have to use that talent. So makes no mistake, loses the shooter, but doesn't care. He got rid of both of those red ones. And so once again, a couple chances to maybe freeze on those blue ones. You want to bring that red one around the corner guard back in play. Right now, blue is lying 2. So you want to either move them, freeze on them, and that way they use them. But you want to make that one around the corner guard come back into play at this point. Nose hit by Christina. Gabby's going to have the same shot if she was able to nose hit this. Looks like maybe Team Grattan Wurm will be forced to a single point in this end, which is not what you want when you're employing the power play. You want a multiple, you want a crooked number on the scoreboard, and so they won't be happy with only scoring 1 here in this end. But you got to hit and stay. Rolling out will just allow Dean and Christina to tap that one at the back, 8-foot out for 2. Little mistake by Gabby. Missing that one gives Christina a chance to tap out that one. Like I said, back four, they were hoping for a chance at two, and they were probably dreaming at a chance for three, but sometimes dreams come true, and you get a chance to get three, get right back in this ball game at four here after five. No mistake, Dean decided to throw Peel at that hit and stay opportunity, and luckily made no mistake. Tied to 4-4. We're going to give him a little cheer for that. I got all these buttons I got to play with here this weekend for everyone. So we're going to update the scoreboard here after 5 ends of play. 4-4 game. Team King with hammer. Great start for Christina. Was a little light on that, but top 8 foot. That's still not a bad shot. It's still something you're going to have to deal with and navigate around for the rest of the end. But Gabby's been putting this her first ones right on in the 4 foot the entire game. So this does give her a chance to put a second one around. A little heavy for the first time this game. A little deep back four, kind of spread things out, so create a little pocket here for Team Grattan Wurm to use. A little heavy. Was able to kind of roll towards so wasn't able to use the pocket, but did end up with a corner freeze on the blue. So another chance to freeze to that situation back four. Just clean, and Gabby's just cleaning at this stage. Must be close. Looks to be a great shot. Perfect weight as well. You'll see that we call that kind of unlocking the red rock. So he moved the blue just enough out of the way so that red has a clear path now to get out of the rings. If he had it just froze on it, he would have been tougher to remove the red, but was perfectly back 8-foot weight just to kind of unlock that red one. So now it goes out pretty clean. So really important shot, probably the most important shot of this end right now, to get on top of that blue in a good spot. You don't want to move these things too much at this stage, especially without hammer. Oh, great shot by Dean. Did exactly that. Would have liked to have probably curled a little bit more, but did leave a pretty good angle to make sure that that blue will have a path to go out later. You've seen a great adjustment. I know first 3 ends or so, Dean was a little heavy on most of his draws, but was last couple ends able to recover and find it and make a lot of those good taps to get out of trouble in some situations, and now using it to be a little bit more aggressive. So Brian and Team Kings having a little family discussion here on what they can do to root that red rock at this point, just to kind of open things up. They do have hammer, so they in the 6th end you do definitely want to score 1 here at the very least. You don't want to give up the control point. This in an 8-end game, the 6th end is one of the most important ends of the entire game. You want to come out of that with either the lead or holding hammer. So we're going to rip the guard open off at this point, open things up. Try to keep things more simple for the rest of the end. I think Brian's thinking at this point, just make sure we score here in this end. Like I said, scoring in the 6th end, when you're especially in a close tie game, one of the most important things to do. So good call here by Brian to keep things a little simple. You're going to see more of a traditional end for the rest of this end. Who's going to catch that? Oh, Gabby's got it. Seen a lot of that in practice, I'm sure. So some decisions for Team Grattan Wurm there. They're going to probably replace that guard. They kind of like the angle as long as they keep guarding the inside of that red, which means the centerline side. There's not much Team King can do. If they could see half that outside of that red, there's not much they can do, but besides jam it on their own. So it doesn't have to be a perfect guard. You just got to guard the right side of this rock. Dean just threw it there, so he should have a pretty good idea. Looks a little heavier than they wanted, maybe. I think quite a bit heavier than they wanted, but I'm not sure if there's any harm done at this point. Brian might be able to run the top red one out, get rid of a couple. That blue one at the back button doesn't look like it's going to go too far no matter what he does, so good opportunity probably to rattle a few reds out of there. Hit this a little bit high side, a little bit on the broom side. If he gets the one off the button, one off the top 4, I think either one will be happy. He's trying to simply open things up for Gabby on her last to score 1. Good chance here. I think Dean, Brian probably would have been doing this either way, but I think Dean would have liked to have seen that shot come up a little lighter, even top 8, top 4, or max, even a guard, and then you'd be able to still freeze on your last one no matter what. But good chance to get some red granite moving, and there's nobody better around to do it than Brian. You'll see this one coming in at a pretty good pace. Wish I had got the stopwatch on this one, but there you go. As predicted, just picks it clean right off the button. Still a chance to freeze in there, bounce it around. Even, I don't know if, I know Brian's goal here is to score a point. I'm not sure Team Grattan Wurm would be upset with only giving King a chance at 1 point in this end either. So both teams might come out of this fairly happy, but still a good chance to freeze one in there. Block off, you'll do 2 things, block off the path, and then also get yourself a chance to steal one if you were to put this top right on the button, basically. Christina's a lefty, going with her in turn. You can tap, you can kind of tap and roll, you can give a couple options here. Looks to be light. light and over curling. Didn't do much improvement to that. So there's a couple options for Gabby. She can simply draw to the 4-foot for 2, or even probably nose hit that red, maybe roll in a little bit for 2. But she's going to choose to draw. She's had draw weight most of the game, and probably definitely a good call for her. I expect this to be close, and Brian sweeping it into the 4-foot's not going to hurt your chances either. So draw for 2. Great shot on Brian's last to give this a chance. You wouldn't have seen 2 points on the scoreboard a few shots ago being an option. So great shot by Brian. See if Gabby can cap this off by scoring 2 points in the 6th end here. You'll be able to tell by Brian's body language how this one's going so far. Brian goes on it early, stepped away, but he's not going away from it. Trying to get by that top blue one first and foremost. Cut that guard as tight as they could, but are only able to score 1. Once again, I think both teams are happy with that. Team King does not want to give up steal in that situation, and Team Grattan Wurm, if they're forcing the other team to 1 point, that's a good thing as well. So I think both teams are happy after 6 ends of play, with a 5-4 lead for Team King going into the 7th end of play. We're going to take a quick word from our sponsors, BrokerLink, and we'll be right back. Great shot by Dean there. They got, looks like to be sitting three, all in pretty good spots. Brian's gonna have to move something around to get in there. Setting up to be a great end right now for Team Grattan Wurm. Looks to be a little heavy and wide on this one. Didn't get to the inside like you wanted. I think you would have rather stayed on the face of that one. Maybe a little roll inside, but good chance once again. Dean's played this shot a couple times already this end, just to get to the inside there again. Even use that blue one to kind of get redirected into the button area. Great chance right now at this point for Team Grattan Wurm, down by one, playing the seventh end. They do have hammer. Not touching it so far, but line looks good. Didn't sweep that at all, but I would probably have liked, you wanted to probably get on behind those blue rocks just to block this next shot off. Brian's looking for an opportunity to tap things up, to angle things in. If Dean was able to come around and top 4 foot there, at least take away that out turn. The one that Gabby threw first at the top 4, that's still available to be used. So if Dean was able to come around through the hole, maybe an inch around that one top 4, would have been probably a lot more valuable rock than where it is right now. But Brian's just going to try to tap this in right now, limit the damage. He doesn't mind giving up in 1, maybe even 2 points here. Just can't give up anything more than that. So good chance to maybe tick this in behind that guard that Dean just threw. Great weight on Dean's, just needed to be swapped. Gabby's trying to make a curl. Sometimes you're a little wider path. It can get run, but now she's keeping it straight. Must be close. Great shot by Brian. Looks to be only one red rock at this point. The hit and roll is available for Team Grattan Wurm at this point as well. Yeah, I've just seen it now. No harm can be done really. Even if you roll in and even tap your own, you're still in a better position than you were with that one now. So about a half rock, 3/4 of a rock with normal-ish control weight. Maybe roll in there, set up 2. Big shot here. Lots of good things can happen hitting anything on the inside of this rock. So just make sure you aren't wide here. Nothing, a little overthrown there. That was a lot of weight for that shot. And I think that's why you just see it kind of run straight on him. Definitely didn't want to nose that. He did roll enough maybe to block. Maybe Brian still has a hole. Maybe he can rattle in off that one and get shot rockets right now as well. He can use that. That's Gabby's rock. So a couple options. You could tap the blue on the out turn side, or you could kind of rattle in off this red one that Dean just threw, or guard. Yeah, you are forcing him to 1 at this point. You're just trying to make it tough for him to score a second point. I think either of those options we listed could definitely do that. Definitely sometimes want to be aggressive in this situation and try to get in there yourself, maybe steal a point. There's definitely an opportunity for that. Playing the scoreboard. I think they've settled on the guard. Anywhere guarding that hole between the 2 reds there will do the job, and Christina will just have a tap in, half rock tap on her last for 2. I think if you're throwing a guard, she will have a shot for 2. Not saying it's going to be easy. That does the job. The easiest shot for 2 is not there. She will have a little half rock tap, similar to what Brian played on his last one, tapping that blue one in. Christina will have the same thing. Going to hit anywhere from an inch to a quarter of this rock, and you should get 2. Weight, this is one of those shots where weight doesn't really matter. It's just all about hitting the rock in the right spot. You throw anywhere from board to back 8-foot weight and make this one, as long as you hit it in the right spot. It's a good opportunity. You'll see Dean set up for sweeping on the straight side here. Anywhere from probably a thin half to an inch of this scores you your 2 point. Dean's trying to make a curl. Looks like there's enough weight to do the job if they hit it in the right spot. Oh, just hit a millimeter of it instead. I think that was great weight for the shot. If she hits a couple inches of that shot, that red rock, I think she is lying too, but it looks to be a score of 1 red for Team Grattan and Wurm. So it looks like we're going to have a tie game heading down to the 8th end. We'll update the scoreboard here and have a note from our sponsors while we set up for the 8th end. All right, back to our action here, and as predicted, Team King does have hammer tied up coming home in our 8th end, does employ the power play. So Dean and Christina are going to be trying to steal this end, but they're going to have to do it without the luxury of a center guard. So a couple options here. In mixed doubles, you cannot hit in the first until there's 5 rocks in view. So you could see them simply draw to the 4-foot here, away from that corner guard. I think you'll see them stay away from that hole and just ignore that whole corner guard situation right now. There's not much use and benefit to the team trying to steal a point here. So you're going to throw a center guard here, or you're going to throw one in the 4-foot and just play it out from there. But a little different than traditional curling, whereas it's only in the free guard zone. In mixed doubles, you cannot hit things until you can count 5 rocks from the other end. So Christina, I think, was trying to throw a center guard there. Dean was trying to keep it straight, so not bad. You just want rocks in play. You want your chance to steal a point here. So the more rocks in play, the better. I think you'll see Gabby and Brian try to keep things as simple as possible and leave a fairly simple shot for 1 to win the game in this end. So this will end up being more like after five rocks, you'll see this would be more like traditional curling. Trying to come around the guard that Christina just threw. You just don't want to be heavy if you can help it. Not bad. It stayed above the tee line. It is there to be frozen to, tap back a little bit. Not a great center guard to work with for Team Grattan Wurm at this point, but you do got to deal with those ones in the 4-foot at this point. They're going to be, Team King will be able to peel rocks here momentarily, so trying to get one in a good spot right now is important. Doesn't have to be shot at this stage, but just has to be in a good spot, hard to remove. Mission accomplished, I'd say, for Dean and Christina there. So there are 5 rocks in play now. Let's see what Team King decides to do. Gabby's gonna, looks like they're gonna throw some sort of hit or peel. Gabby's going down the ice to be a catcher here for Brian's peels. Oh, maybe they're just determined who was shot at this point. It is blue. As predicted, we're going to peel the red rock. It's not, like I said, it's not a perfect center guard, but it is guarding that one in that 4-foot situation right now. So it is a problem rock for Brian and Gabby. So they will be peeling here for a couple stones, I'm sure. And then it'll be up to Dean and Christina what they want to do and when they want to do it as far as tapping that red onto the blue at this point. A rocket by Brian. Caught eventually by Gabby. So they're just going to play a couple of rocks here, just guarding that situation for Dean and Christina. Like I said, they like that more on the button area. It is on the 4, on the edge of the 4, but it is what it is at this point, and you got to keep guarding it. There's not much else they can do at this point. So you'll see a guard, another peel probably, if this guard is placed properly. And at some point, Christina and Dean are going to have to play a tap on that red rock. You could also maybe come around the corner around that red too, make it tough. But I think the easier shot is to play a little tap. Dean's looks to be a little heavy on this. Situation, so Brian's licking his chops trying to find a way to maybe get rid of all 3 of these. He can definitely throw it hard enough. It just depends on whether that drags into the blue one and stays. I think definitely if he can hit the center line side, he might get everything moving. That was supposed to be a guard by Dean, probably about 4 or 5 feet heavy, 6 feet heavy. You don't want to leave Brian these opportunities in this situation to clear things off. Actually, he's trying to hit half the outside of this. Probably gets a better angle, and there's no chance of dragging onto the blue on this turn as well. So it'd be pretty tough to leave red lying one after this shot. So he just threw it. He'll be throwing this pretty hard as well. They'll probably need a few people to catch all these rocks. There could be 3 of them flying out of the rings at the same time here. No sweeping required on something like this. Just catch it. Protect yourself. Good, nice dive by Gabby. Oh, I just missed it on the replay. But great shot by Brian. I'm not sure who's lying one at this stage. They're having a quick look, but definitely opens up the 4-foot for Gabby on her last shot. I think Dean and Christina have no choice but to split the rings at this point, just outnumber them. Maybe hope for a missed draw or a hit and roll out on Team King's last rock. But great shot by Brian. Definitely a shot that's definitely in his wheelhouse. So Dean would definitely regret coming a little deep on that one. I think I said definitely way too many times there. Just trying to get full 8-foot around, maybe sit on the red one. Doesn't have to be buried, just has to be trouble. I think from our angle here, we don't have a great angle. We don't have an overhead right now, but it looks to be red. Dean wrecked on the corner guard, rolled to a good spot. Some choices for Team King. Gonna have a quick look. That rock did roll to a spot where you could come around it to the 4-foot and cause some trouble for Team King. So we call that a good miss, I guess. You missed the shot you called, but at least you caused some trouble for the other team. It rolled to a center guard spot. We saw some rocks top 4-foot around that rock, around that, not that rock, but around that area of moments ago. So definitely a spot that they could use. So another peel. Brian's throw, this will be 3 straight peels for Brian in the exact same spot. So I don't expect him to miss this. And then Team Wurm Grattan will have probably do the same similar shot, probably lie 2. Good shot by Brian, no mistake. So Christina's throwing this. I think they've come to a consensus that it is red at this point. I'm not sure. Like I said, our overhead, our view from this angle is not great, but just based on the calls they've created so far, I think they're both assuming that it's red rock. Brian on his double attempt was pretty close to getting shot rock buried around that corner guard on that double. So here we go. Christina will try to freeze, even getting one next to that. It doesn't really change the shot by Gabby, whether you're frozen on that blue one or not. You just got to be shot. Frozen at least make it a little more difficult, but she's got to end. It looks like she's going to have a draw to the 4-foot no matter what you do, or a hit and stay for the win. So definitely mission accomplished so far for Team King. Got to be lying 2 after this shot. She's not going to come close to freezing on that blue. Didn't curl very much. I don't know if she was wide or just ran there, but didn't curl much for them. So a hit and stay for Gabby. Just got a hit and stay in the 4-foot somewhere. Or in the 8-foot, I should say. So big shot coming up. Brian's going to get his gear on, going to sweep this. Or maybe not. In this situation is probably better off maybe holding the broom and giving Gabby a good look at what she needs to do here. Gabby's pretty, she throws lots of rotations. She's pretty good at these things. This shouldn't over curl on her. So she throws lots of rotation. It should just run down there nicely for her if she throws the right weight. Oh, so Brian might see that maybe she was a little tight. He's running out to help. Definitely looks close. Zero mistake by Gabby on that one. Great shot. We're going to give her a little round of applause. There we go. A little applause, a little cheering. Great shot by Gabby. Good pressure shot there by Brian's young daughter there. That's a clutch win for her. So thanks for tuning into our feature game here on Draw 1 of the Mixed Doubles BrokerLink Provincial Championships here at the Gauge. So come on down and enjoy some curling all week. We have basically non-stop curling for the next 3-4 days. So come on down. $5 for the day, $10 for the entire event. So we'll always have some fresh beverages, some great atmosphere, some great friends, and some great food down here at King's Concession. So come on down, join us for the rest of the week. I'll be popping in and out all week, as long with my buddy Chris Jenkins. So we'll give you some coverage throughout the week. So look forward to seeing everybody. Thanks again. Talk to you later.